showing that everyone is here. Okay. This is for you.
No one will disagree when you say that the world today is reliant on cars. We use cars to go to work, to go to school. We use cars to go to friends and family members' homes. And we use cars to go virtually everywhere in between. Thanks to cars, the daily commute usually is about an hour or less. But without cars, a simple trip to the grocery store would take about 4 hours instead of 30 minutes. And the job commute would take hours there and hours back every single day. Cars weren't always affordable for the masses though. Cars were once a luxury item, only affordable by the super rich. But thanks to Henry Ford and his invention, cars became accessible for the working class, and he forever changed the capabilities of transportation. Henry Ford was born in 1863 in Springwell Township, Michigan, which is about 20 minutes west of Detroit, Michigan. Henry Ford grew up on a farm, and he really despised the farm environment as well as the farming tasks he had to do every single day. He was always more interested in machinery. At the age of 12, he built his own machine shop, and at the age of 15, he built his first working steam engine in this machine shop. In his adult years, he worked as a machinist's apprentice, and after finishing his apprenticeship, he worked repairing steam engines for about a year. In the year 1891, he was hired as an engineer at the Edison Illumination Company of Detroit. And in 1893, he actually became the head engineer of this company. After this, Henry Ford founded 3 companies. The first one fell through after about a year, went bankrupt. But the second one actually is what we know as the Cadillac Car Company today. His third company is known as the Ford Motor Company and is the company that still exists. It is largely believed that Henry Ford invented the automobile, but this is not correct. Although he did not invent the automobile, he did invent something that was just as important and forever changed car manufacturing as well as the manufacturing of every other product in the world. Before his invention, a worker, one single worker, would assemble one single car by himself at a time. He would take all of the parts of a car and he would assemble them one by one until the car was finished. This process worked, but it took a very long time. But Henry Ford thought that instead of having one worker assemble an entire car one at a time, he would have one worker in charge of a single part of a car that he puts on every single product over and over again. This invention is what we now know as the working assembly line. The assembly line is just a string of workers all in charge of one single part of a product, and they all put on the same product over and over again on each product every single time, and then move the product over to the next worker where they put on their part of the product. This is repeated until the product is finished, and this simple change boosted the efficiency 12-fold of car manufacturing. It used to take over 12 hours to manufacture one car, but now with Ford's thought process, it took about an hour and a half. This level of efficiency allowed cars to be sold at a lower price and now became affordable to the working class. It was no longer a luxury item only afforded by the rich. Ford became notoriously obsessed with this efficiency, so much so that the Model T car, the one that he sold, was only available in black. The reason for this was because black paint dried the fastest, which is thus a boost to efficiency. was so obsessed with his assembly line and his car, the Model T, that when assistants came with a newer, sleeker version of the Model T, he tore up the model right in their face. He was very proud of what he created, and he thought that his car was perfect. He wanted to change absolutely nothing about it. Ford was a genius who revolutionized the world and made it to what we know it as today, while also creating one of the most successful car businesses that still exists. Without his invention, there would be nowhere near the level of personal transportation we have today, and there would be nowhere near the amount of products we have today, or the level of technology that we have today. The modern day car is paramount to life as we now know it, and it is all thanks to Henry Ford.
All right.
برافو والله حلو الحال. He has confidence in himself.
Yeah, nice delivery.
برافو
Good
برافو.
job, Marcos.
Good job.